Earlier in the year, LG launched their whole series of new televisions, and undoubtedly our favorite from that was the LG G4. The G4 is an evolution to their flagship G series of OLED televisions, and we have some interesting new technologies as well as features built into this device. So let's quickly check it out. Now, we've previously checked out the G series of televisions from LG over the years, and we've been really impressed with those panels. The G4, however, takes it up a notch. Not only is the panel available in now 4 sizes, so you can get a 55-inch television, a 65-inch television, the one that we are checking out. You also have a 77-inch television that is available with OLED, which is anyway massive. But this time around, LG has also launched the G4 with a massive 97-inch OLED panel. So if you're looking for something that basically fills up your entire wall, that television is also available. Now, in terms of its design, this is one of the slimmest panels that you can get with 24.3 millimeters in terms of thickness. LG continues to call this the one wall gallery design. Now, whether you decide to put it on the wall as LG intended or pop it onto a stand like we have over here, this television looks great and is extremely minimal. You'll also see that there is minimal bezel around the display, and it almost looks like a seamless art piece, wherein which you also have modes built into the operating system, allowing you to run this as a piece of art or even have some moving images throughout the day. The television weighs in under 25 kilograms, especially for the one we have, and this time around the wall mount is included inside the box. You can also pick up the LG Gallery stand if that's what you're looking for. If we talk about the display itself, it is an OLED Evo panel, but this is an improvement over the predecessor. This also is powered by a new Alpha 11 processor, which is, if you go back previously, the generational upgrade is quite a lot. We are seeing this panel to be about 150% brighter, with an average brightness somewhere in the 1100 nits of range, peaking out somewhere in the 1800 nits of range with HDR content. Now, this is also not the limit of this panel. The MLA technology used in this new panel can theoretically go up to 3000 nits, but LG isn't talking about those numbers, and these numbers are what we've seen in our tests. Now, as standard, the television is 4K UHD, so 3840 by 2160 pixels, which is great. It also has 120 Hz of native refresh rate, which is also expected from a television in this price bracket. But you also have a built-in game mode, which supports not only NVIDIA G-Sync, but also FreeSync, so you can go up to 144 Hz, because this television is designed with gaming in mind. And the 144 Hz of refresh rate is also a variable refresh rate, so depending on what your PC is able to push out, you can peak out up to 144 Hz. This is also compatible with all types of gaming consoles that are available in the market. And you also have a built-in ALLM, which is auto low latency mode, which allows for better gaming experience on this television. Now, if we come back to that HDR content that we were speaking about, the television has something called a brightness booster built in. So if you're watching HDR content on this television, depending on how that content was programmed, you can get really impressive brightness on this television. You also have tons of AI features built in, not only for the image, but also for the sound, which we will talk about in just a second. As far as the image is concerned, whether you're consuming streaming content or you're connected to a Blu-ray player, you'll see that the images are extremely sharp, and the colors are really accurate. You have tons of customization for the color profile and the picture profile as well, and you can find your sweet spot depending on how you've positioned your television. What's also great is that there is a really low reflectivity of this panel. So even if you put it right next to a bright window, it will not disturb your television viewing experience. And like we mentioned, the brightness levels on this TV are ridiculously high, so you won't be bothered by the ambient light in any way whatsoever. So to allow you to customize all these settings, you have 10 picture modes, including a personalized picture wizard, which allows you to customize everything according to your requirement. But you do have things like the filmmaker mode, which I mentioned allows you to watch the content or the movie the way it was intended. Now, one of the best things about LG televisions is, according to me, WebOS. And WebOS as an OS is one of the easiest to use and the simplest to navigate through. With WebOS 24 on the new LG G4, you get tons of new features and you get an even faster response thanks to the Alpha 11 AI processor. Now you have tons of AI features built in, including AI picture enhancement and AI sound enhancement, but AI also helps recommending content on the television and also improves your search overall. What's also great with the remote is that not only does it make it easy to navigate the UI because of the ability to point and just simply click on things. This, according to me, is one of the most intuitive ways of communicating with the television. But this TV, because of the new upgrade, also has things like 4 multi-view, which allows you to have 4 different things on the TV at the same time. Again, powered thanks to that Alpha 11 processor. There's also features like Always Ready, something that I mentioned previously, which allows you to leave the TV on in standby, displaying a work of art or moving images. And there's also a room-to-room share. So if you have 2 LG televisions, you're able to share content from one room to the other room, which is a really cool feature to have. Now let's talk about the sound. We have an impressive 4.2 channel 60-watt sound system, which is downfiring on this television. This sound is really impressive.
Science control room. Commander Franks to all battle stations. I want close fire support on Cooper and BC. Do whatever it takes to cover them.
Tower copy. We'll go.
Cooper, get up that hill. We'll cover you. Move.
Second north. Fire is dangerous.
Now, all of that is also improved with some new AI features. So there is a AI Sound Pro engine built into the Alpha 11 processor, which also allows for Clear Voice Pro with AI sound mastering. So it gives you better spoken dialogue. And then you also do have things like AI acoustic tuning and LG Sound Sync, which makes sure that the audio playing is in sync with the content that is showing on the panel. The television also supports tons of audio codecs, whether it's Dolby Digital or AC4. You also have aptX, among other many codecs, and this does support streaming over Bluetooth 5.1 as well. So you can stream content from your smartphone to the TV via Bluetooth if you're listening to music. But of course, you have things like Chromecast and AirPlay 2 if you want to stream actual visual content from your smartphone to your TV. And of course, that goes over Wi-Fi 6 or an Ethernet port built in. Speaking of ports, you do have 4 HDMI 2.1 ports that do support eARC on HDMI 2.0. You do have HDMI CEC built in, along with 3 USB 2.0 ports, an Ethernet jack, and you also do have an SPDIF out and an RF connector. So you have all of those connections built in. But if you're over Wi-Fi and if you're using any kind of home theater system, especially if you're using something from LG that connects over HDMI seamlessly without any issues. Overall, the LG G4, being LG's flagship, is clearly one of the best televisions in the market with OLED technology, with the massive size of up to 97 inches available. We'll have some additional details in the description below, along with links so that you can go check out this TV for yourself. If you have any additional questions or queries, drop them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, smash like, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.